should be live. Let's just have a look, see what's going on. Okay, that's cool. How do I? Cool. So let's see, is this showing comments now on the screen? Not sure if anyone's watching, but I don't know if the audio is okay or not. Let me just see if chat shows up now on the stream. Okay, it does, but it's like fake chat, so that's not good. See if I can get real chat working. Active overlays. Fade out messages. Don't know where it's getting this chat information from. Style other users, comma separated list, but I have no idea where it's getting it from. Maybe it's, so I'm using Pixel Chat TV to show this, and I can't see where it's getting the source from. I thought it would be automatic from Twitch. Does that change things? So let's check if I comment something. Oh, maybe I've just switched it off now. Toggle preview mode. Maybe that's what I missed. So maybe it's working now. I'm not sure. Nope, still showing previous stuff. Hey Tanya. I'm trying to get this chat working on the side. I'm probably wasting time, but I thought it'd be good to see it in one place. But I can't figure out how to get this pixelchat.tv chat to not show example stuff. So I'm just looking on my other screen at the moment at this pixel chat stuff. Doesn't really have any details. It just says about toggle preview mode. So if I switch preview mode off, maybe that's it. Force refresh. think it's still showing dummy stuff. So it's a bit, okay, awesome. So it was on like preview mode, but it's a bit confusing the way they word it on there. So I should be able to see these chats in Twitch now on here. So what I was doing yesterday, or not yesterday, day before on the stream, was trying to get this layout to look like this dribble shot that I really like, that I want my website to be like a dashboard. So I started off using a CSS grid, which I should know, but I'm struggling with it with Tailwind CSS, and I'm spending quite long on it, and it looks like this so far. So it's a 12 grid across underneath everything, and then it has another grid inside on this this grid. So we have like a main grid, container grid, and another main one inside. So it might be a bit overkill for this, but what I wanted to do is just try and get things looking a bit more how they should and maybe working in this stream. So at the moment it's very very basic, and then these are some of the ideas that I want, like cards wise. We do love CSS grid, even though I can't remember how to use it. So like a Strava card, pull in the run data API from the API, Spotify last played stuff, and try and get some of the data from the Aura ring that I have as well. And I want a blog, so I've done a blog page that is not there at the moment, embarrassing. And I've got this idea to do code cards, which is like display kind of like cards like this as well, that just have code snippets that I find useful or something like that, and then a general about page, and I think that's it for now. So let's get into the code. I think I'm squinting because it's quite bright in here, but oh well. So I need to figure out what I did last, even though it was only 2 days ago. So this is the index page. So this is just the home page. I have this navigation inside this container component, which is just the base grid, and then this is like the main section, and then I've put another grid inside this, which I'm not sure if that's what I need to do yet. I might actually change this because of that nav bar at the side and stuff. I don't know as well if I should put some music on or not, because I know that you're not supposed to play copyrighted stuff, but then I thought maybe I can just zoom in a bit. Yeah, awesome. These are the kind of things I need to know because I have no idea. Is that better? So a bit easier to read, I hope. What do you think, Tanya? What kind of music do you think I'm allowed to play? So maybe some lo-fi? I think most streamers do that. Lo-fi hip hop. That's all. Yeah, definitely. And I'm not sure. Maybe I will play that from the TV behind me, so it's in the background as well. Because I'm not sure if my mic being close to the speaker will be a bit messed up. So see, my streams are so slow. Bit chill. I have my green tea, so it's all good. So let's see what this happens. What happens if I do it on the TV instead? Adverts. That's not good. Right, I'm muting. Okay, is that too loud or is that okay? Yep, skipped now after I unmuted. Because this is on YouTube as well. Is the volume okay though? It seems okay, but then I don't know if you can hear me okay. Cool, thanks Tanya. Okay, so where should we start with this? I want it to look like this. So I'm thinking maybe if we get this sidebar working better, I'm thinking maybe not to use grid for sidebar because I want to kind of slide it in and out maybe as well. So maybe I'm overcomplicating it by making it part of the grid and making even the container a grid. And I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it on mobile yet as well. So let's have a look at Tailwind CSS and see how we can do some links and stuff. Container, or what they do for container here. So customizing. Okay, I'm going to stick with a base container, but I'm going to use grid. I think that's good to do. And then inside the grid, I'm going to keep the yeah, I think I'll keep it on grid for now. What do you think, Tanya? Keep the sidebar and the main content inside the grid fixed, and then I can change it up on mobile maybe. And then colors variants. Let's get rid of the background colors as well. So this is got this background on it just to make it look different. So for now, and then we need some padding on this inner one. So this inner grid here, I need some kind of gap on the outside. So maybe I just never start from either end. So at the moment the cards are kind of using one, I tried to split it out into one component, but I need to make it more dynamic from where they start. So for now, the col span, two of them, but it doesn't say where it starts from. It's starting from this third row down because I want that header section. But I definitely need to make this more dynamic. So maybe I can just pull this out of here for now and do it top level, and then we'll put it back in after, so that we can make each one different. I'd like to, grid has out of the box ways of making the content. Yeah, thanks dude. So the way I've done it before is inside a media query, then you just change what columns and rows things are in. But yeah, I don't know, I'm not an expert on CSS grid, used it very little. So let's see if we do, this is called grid, this is 10 columns across, and then this first card we're saying is col span 2, but it starts on row. And I think we can just do col start 2 as well. And maybe I should add the gray to the card. Okay, is that because, wait, okay, so that is because in the card I need to pass down the props. So let's just pull out class names, or actually classes. Classes, and then in for now to get it working. So this has the classes on it, but I don't see the background on it anymore. But okay, I know why. Because okay, that's strange because this does say class. Oh. That would be why. Okay, so that's a bit better. That's already looking a bit better. So we have our grid. They span two columns across. They have a 4 gap, and it's this one here particularly is starting at col 2. So then all the other ones are preceding it, which is quite cool. And then let's just add another few cards just to see how it works. And how it looks. Cool. Okay, that's cool for now. And then what I want to do as well is, because this is the latest version of NextJS, so I need a better way to see the comments. So there's a neater way. How about you use grid the template? Yeah, I have used the template for CSS Grid before. Forgot about that. And that to your cards you have a play when you resize. Yes. So at the moment, let's pull this thing out as well. So I hate actually having it part of it, and it's probably getting blocked by comments if you're watching on the stream. But and then these kind of rows need a minimum as well, so it'd be pretty good to use a template. The only thing that throws me off is because I'm using Tailwind CSS, it's like what's included in that and things, so it's kind of a bit annoying when you use a framework and you have to kind of figure out what it does. But I guess once I know it, then I can always go forward and use it, so it's kind of something good to learn anyway. So this is the grid template columns, and this one is defined and it's using the repeat function, so it's just repeating them across. And then you can also use specify yourself. I'm guessing it goes up to 12 though, like this. So grid cols 3, that's what I'm doing already. Wait, that is what I'm doing already, I think, with the 12 cols. Auto fit min max, yes. I wonder if it has that already though. So at the moment it's saying not auto fit, so I might need to do a custom one, customizing. So what you have to do is in the config file extend the grid columns and do it like that. So let's try it and see how it works, because I have no idea. It's the auto fit. Cool. Thank you, dude. So on, not sure where I should do it. Maybe here. Let's go to the Tailwind config, and at the moment I'm not extending anything. So I think it goes here, and then we're doing a simple, what should I do? So auto fit min max. So that's going to repeat anyway. We'll want to repeat it 10 times for the middle, and then this simple one is just called main, and this will be min max 320 pixels and one across, and then this is by auto fit. Yeah, we can do auto fit in the middle, and then we can specify on the cards. So I have no idea if this is exactly how it works, and then how you reference it. I'm guessing then I just call it main. So this seems to be instant. And then, so once you do that, utilities, grid template columns, variants, extend grid template columns. That's where I'm using it, so I'm extending, I think. So variants, extends, grid template columns. I've added main, I've kept the footer there just to see what that's doing. And then what else? How do I use this then? So I'm guessing this name would be the class. So in this instance it doesn't show you 16 or footer, but I'm guessing we'll just do it like one of these ones. So let's try it out and see what happens. So on this main one here, grid calls 10, I'm going to call it grid calls main. So see if that works. Oh. I think that is working. So what that's showing now is so this is grid calls main, but I don't see it showing my CSS here, min max 0. So maybe I'm not referencing that properly. I think with the JIT compiler as well, I can do something like this, or it was square brackets or something from what I saw, but I'm not sure. I could be just talking rubbish. Main. Is it square brackets? Main. This looks kind of like it's doing something. So it's telling it to use this grid template of main, which hopefully is the one that I've defined, and I'm not sure. Okay, this is saying it could not load content. I don't know if that's because it's using the JIT compiler. And it's saying as well that rows, maybe it's because I have the rows over the top as well. Let's get rid of the rows for now. Okay. See, grid 4, but this is being crossed out still. Grid calls. But then that is. Just going to move this out of the screen for a second so I can see what's going on, and I can see it better. So this is not using the grid, it's using the one above, I think, still, the 12 grid. Or it's repeating it. I'm a bit confused. It's split into 3 sections now as well, 3 rows. Let me have a look on the doc again. So we've got this calls 3, that's just the same as these ones, but then if you customize it, direct access to grid template columns, generic or complicated, so footer. Let's have a look at this theme customization documentation. So extending the default theme, or kind of want variants. So if we do variants, for example, then the following variants are supported out of the box, enabling extra variants. So if you'd like to enable extra variants, extend keyword because of the order variance is important, and extend key is automatically ordered. How do you use this then? Background color utilities. So generated CSS now, for example, would be background focus. So maybe I just do it with the colon, maybe? Let's just try it. So instead of this main, so I don't see the CSS on there at all. Having a look at that, even though I've done the colon main, it looks like it was working a bit better when I had it square brackets. Maybe as well when I change the config I need to restart, because if this is main, this is saying that it's got oh, is it because I've done this as well? It's broken. That might be why. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure. What I'm looking at in the inspect panel now is that this is my class coming through, and I can see that it's kind of got it here, and it's showing grid template columns should be main, but then maybe it just doesn't know what main is, or it's not defined or something. And if I click on this no source, it doesn't show anything, and I'm not sure if that is because it's using the JIT compiler or something like that. So just trying to figure out what or how you're supposed to use this properly. It should be easier than this, surely. Grid column template. Maybe this is grid template columns, and then we're giving it a name of main, and then we're saying this is what it should equal to. So grid template columns main. Maybe that's all. Maybe I'm using the wrong thing here. Let's try this one, for example, the footer, and just see what happens. So if I change it over to be footer, and then see what happens. So it does say it here, grid template column footer, but it's just crossed out, so maybe this is wrong still. So grid template columns, but then it says usage, use the grid calls, and n. Utilities to create grids with n equally sized columns. Okay. To control the columns, grid at specific breakpoints. Any utility. Maybe I need to actually extend. I think I am extending, or I'm using the variants instead of theme extend. So maybe I'm doing this in the wrong area as well. Maybe that is why. Yeah, this doesn't seem right still. Because I can see the name is there, and I can see that it's referencing a particular template column here, but it doesn't show any source. It says there's no source, and I don't know if that's because of the JIT compiler, and it's crossed out as well, and I'm not sure why. It feels like it's using the parent kind of grid, which it does look like it's using, instead of this one. Is that because okay, let's leave it as it was before for now, and I'm going to come back to this. So let's just say 10 columns for now, because we're on 12th grade. But then, maybe it was working fine. So let's put main. Or maybe it is just conforming to the grid above, and that's why it looks a lot tidier here. And it fits on the screen. So maybe that's fine. Working on your own stuff seems to be so much harder. So let's do blog. So blog is not working here at the moment, and I think that's just because I probably didn't add any content as well. Or I didn't even add a page. So let's have a look at the NextJS documentation. NextJS docs, pages, and we kind of want, should we make it dynamic? Should I hard code it for now? I think I can hard code it for now and then just do NextJS supports dynamic routes. If you create a file called, and it'll be accessible. Documentation. So it posts. Yeah, I think this is probably what I want to do. So let's copy the same kind of thing. New file. It's going to be called blog for now. Blog slash blog ID .js, and then in here it is kind of a post, so maybe just keep it as post for now, and this will be blog ID or post ID. Maybe I should rename. I'll rename this later. So let's see how that works. So for now, I'm guessing it's because I don't actually have a blog post ID. But if I did, or if I was to have it, that would be how it works. Cool, so we have that, but we don't have any of the other stuff. So the index page at the moment, this container is very basic, so I think we need to pull out this nav section and make its own component. So let's just call it sidebar. sidebar. Okay, so this should be enough, and then I should be able to just import sidebar. And maybe it'll be helpful to use it. Styles is not defined, and that is because, where am I using styles? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I don't actually need, I wouldn't even say I need main in this instance, it's not main. This is old stuff, boilerplate code. This I'm going to leave it as H1 for now. I'm going to try and do a logo as well for that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. Okay, cool. That looks better. And blog. So the main blog page doesn't do anything yet, and I don't know if that is, I think that's because I need, okay, yeah, that makes sense. There is no main blog page because I don't have a page called blog. I have a page called blog/blog ID. So I have a folder blog. If I create an index file in here, I think it will create the main page. So if we do, let me just get some boilerplate. So blog. And let's just do blog 1. So if we go to blog now, it should have a page with some links. Cool. Okay. So then what we need to do as well is we need to use this kind of container and sidebar stuff. And head. So maybe we just copy all of this over because it's a particular page. But then maybe I want to, I'll make it dynamic later. Instead of copying and pasting all the time. So the blog page itself should be wrapped in sidebar, and then let's actually not put the links on this, well no, let's keep the links on this page for now, but let's put container and the fragment, so it should look a bit better. So okay, so I haven't got a head from Next, so I need to import that as well. Blog page. Okay, still an error, and that is because head container, we have link inside. Oh yeah, that would make sense. I'm not sure why my VS Code is not. So we'll put up. That would help. Sidebars, oh yeah. Okay, sidebar. Cool, a lot better. Alright guys, just replying to some text messages. Cool, so we have this basic kind of, let's make the sidebar kind of H1 a link as well, always to go back to the roots. So probably wouldn't do it like this. Oh, actually maybe it's fine. So that way now we can always go back to the root if we click the name. Cool, or we can go back to the blog. So it's like basic nav working, which is really cool. It's like one of the things that I really like about NextJS with their pages kind of router structure. How easy is this? Just a folder for the blog and then the particular kind of parameter you want to use and stuff. So we have an about page, and then now we have the sidebar in its own file. We have like a main blog page that we can go to. We have code cards, which I haven't made yet. And I'm probably going to change some of the names of these things. So code cards.js, and then let's copy it over from this one. Actually, let's grab the blog page because we kind of want to use that as the template now. So code cards will have all the same stuff. Code cards. Let's see if that even works. Code cards. That is because it's going up one level too many. It's not inside a folder in this instance. Cool. So we have an about page with nothing on it, which we kind of need to copy this over as well. I think usually when I've done these in the past as well, for particular pages, I've exported them as like the name and then the page, like word as well on the end. But for now, I'm not too bothered. So let's just see how this goes. So we go back to the root. We've got some cards in here. We've got the blog page with different blog posts. So this page looks different. We've got code cards, which it's showing they're all showing the same thing, so that's why it's a bit confusing at the moment. Okay, what is cause, debounce, and promise? Can you explain in simple terms if possible? Yeah, so cause is cross origin resource something, I think. We can have a quick look at these things. So cause, there's a really good video that I've just seen on YouTube posted by I think Fireship, 100 seconds of cause. So cross origin resource sharing, and that's kind of just a way of stopping hackers kind of accessing resources. So if you set different cause permissions on your server that you don't want, say for example you need to request an image but you only want requests from your website getting that image, then you would only put your website URL in there so that only those requests can be made. So it just stops other sites from making those requests or like things like that. Also for APIs as well, like API endpoints, you might want to restrict them to certain domains that can access those resources. Debouncing is just stopping something from running over and over again, like too many times, because that has performance issues if you're always running it. Like, but for example, you're scrolling and every time you scroll on the web page you're running a particular function. You might want to debounce that and not run it every single time it scrolls, like every single pixel for example, or millisecond, you might want to delay when the function actually kicks in and does something on scroll by debouncing it. And promise is, not even sure how to explain that one in simple terms, but probably it's just a nicer way of getting around like the old kind of callbacks and stuff, because once something is finished you can either resolve it or reject it. I don't even know if that explains it well enough. I think the best way to learn these kind of things is just to try them out, and then you'll figure it out. So like for example with cores, if you do an Express server, like a Node.js Express server for example, and you add cores as middleware, you can restrict the URLs that are making the requests and just test it out, and you'll see that you'll get like a cores blocked kind of error message. Debouncing, try a like on scroll kind of function, and you'll see if you console log it every time you scroll, that you'll see it fires off loads of times, and you can get sometimes performance issues with that, so you can add some kind of debouncing in there. And then promises, you can probably use like for example if you're building an API, you might have a promise or something like that. Yeah, chain requests, because then you can do things after the request, or like once everything's finished. That's a simple kind of way that I know how to explain things, I guess. I'm not an expert by any means, I'm still learning all the time, so that's cool though. That was cool. I don't think I'm seeing the chats on the screen anymore. Okay, so let's get back to this. So, got the code cards, got the about page. What else have we got? What else do I want to do? It's throwing me off a little bit now. So I have, it's not exactly looking like the design that I want it to look like yet. So we need to style the nav bar a bit better. I'm trying to think the best way to keep this sidebar, because I want to, instead of having this as an app like this, mock-up is of, mine is a personal website, so it will have my name, some kind of navigation links to navigate around my site, and maybe some social links on the side for different social websites that I'm on. And then the dashboard cards itself would have like what I last listened to, or like maybe posts or fitness data and stuff, and stats, kind of just to visualize and use APIs on here. So let's style this menu a little bit better on the side. So at the moment it's just kind of all thrown together. Let's see what we can do in here. So I'm using Tailwind CSS, and I'm not familiar with it at all, but I'm very interested in using it because of the new compiler, with the JIT compiler that they have. So it only kind of builds the CSS file with things that you're using, which means that your page score is going to be awesome. Have any of you used NextJS? Or maybe Gatsby? I don't know if there's many people watching or anything. Okay, let's see for... So I'd probably use Flexbox maybe for the nav. Got table layouts, appearance, SVG, it's pretty cool. Got a lot of good stuff in here. Typography. Hover, focus. let's use Flexbox because I want to kind of stack them up like this. So I'm just going to steal this boilerplate from Tailwind itself, and on the sidebar component, I keep having to adjust because I'm right next to the window. It's quite bright at the moment. So all these links here, this is kind of going to be the main links that I'm going to have at the moment. So if we just do these, hopefully it'll work out of the box. We're just going to say flex call. Let's see what happens. So this is because, so this is flex, but then it doesn't know the items inside it, so that makes sense. One, two, and three, flex. So I want to kind of keep them. It's probably because as well the links themselves. So let's just have a look at how the NextJS kind of link spits out. So it's just an A with a href. So I'm guessing. Flex as well. Usually I think you only have to stick it on the container, but maybe it's because of anything else. Flex. So I don't think I need to change the links from inline to anything else. Damn, I feel really rusty with CSS. So this is flex, this is saying flex column though. Maybe this is the issue. It should be flex rows. Or flex rows probably doesn't exist, flex row. Okay, I'm missing something using this Tailwind stuff. So the parent, and then you can say this will grow or shrink as needed. So maybe I need to do this on each item. So we've got flex columns. We want it to be rows though, so flex direction. We definitely, okay, flex column. Okay, because that's telling it to be like one single kind of column, and stick to that. And then we want these items maybe. Ah, is this a rookie mistake as well? That would probably help if it was a class name, even though I think it might have picked it up okay. Okay. Let's just try. Yeah, this is just saying it's flex at the moment. It's not actually saying anything else. So I usually do like content center. What else do I align item center as well, and that's kind of affecting it. So then direction column. So that feels like the flex dash col is not working. So I'm guessing this is what we want to. This is kind of what we want to get without the kind of centering. Flex direction is column. So maybe I am doing something wrong with Tailwind here. So flex dash col, and this is what I'm, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Flex col, but it's not picking it up here for this. Let's do it again. Flex dash col. Wait, did that work now? No. Okay, so if I refresh the page, I've got rid of my kind of inline styles. I see that it gives you the flex, but the flex call is not coming through, and I'm not really sure why. What am I missing? So flex direction, flex row, flex call should give me this. Use flex row, and I'm doing it the exact same way as this as well. So this is a bit confusing because it should be applying already flex column direction on here, and we shouldn't need to add any kind of classes on these. Let's do some kind of other test. Actually, let's leave these here because we're definitely going to add some kind of classes to these eventually anyway. Not sure the best thing to do. Let me save this file and I'm going to restart next dev just in case the JIT compiler is not doing something or something's happening. Okay, yeah, I think that might be what it is then. The JIT compiler didn't update for some reason. So now I can see the styles are being applied. Okay, that's strange. I need to bear that in mind. I don't know if that's because it's still kind of being worked on, maybe, but or I broke it somehow. Okay, back to the top. Cool. So now we need to add padding to that. So there is a padding utility somewhere. Probably went past it. Spacing, layout. So padding. So this is for basically padding the whole way around. We kind of want to make it for the sidebar that the width is probably like 100% of the container. So this is to let the browser calculate the select width of the element. You can use it to unset, screen width, fixed width. So we kind of want it full width. So maybe we set a min width of 100, and then that should push the link. Let's test this as well. So if we wanted to add a color, for example, so background red 200, let's just see what's happening on this. See if it's doing anything. Maybe it's not going to do anything because it's not. Maybe it doesn't even accept, the link doesn't even accept the classes. Have I done it right? Link class name. Let's have a look at the NextJS doc. So routing, introduction. So we have like the basic kind of links here. So let's see. Sorry. So maybe I have to override the style somehow of this. If the child is a custom component that wraps an A tag, so for example link, and it's got red link, and red link is just a styled A, then you need to add pass ref to it so it passes it down. So maybe that is what we need to do. I don't think active class name on link, that would be a good example to see, because we'll need to do that anyway. So pages, let's just have a look at this one. So actually this is using nav. So okay, so it has this okay, this is pulling active link. Okay, active link is probably the one with the link in it. So link itself is being passed down and spread props, and the props in this case will have an active class name, but then the class name here is being set as, after some cleanup. Okay, so it's like an internal, something inside it has got the class on it, not the actual link itself. So maybe link can't take a class. So maybe in these cases it needs to be kind of a div with the styles on it. So let's just try that. Okay, that's cool, that works. So then after that we need to add some padding as well. So we want to put some padding inside, and we probably want to center the content the way I was going to do it before as well. So let's, before we add any padding, we want to go back up to the flexbox stuff, and we want to kind of order, actually it might not be there, it's to do with justify content. We want to center the content so that they're always kind of in the middle, but then if they're full width, then maybe that's going to be the case. So maybe, actually, is this what, yeah, this is actually not what we want. We don't want the item to be full width, because then that means that the user can click outside of the text as well, and we don't want that. We want the text itself to be the only clickable part. So we're at the home page, we can't click on this pink that goes full width. So maybe I need to change the way that that's working. So at the moment we have this flex calls, but then we don't want the actual link itself to be full width, and I think that's to do with this flex one. Let's have a look at what's going on. So at the moment you have this, they're stretched all the way across, and that is because of the flex column. So we do want the items inside to be flex column, but we don't want the links themselves inside. So maybe we need to wrap the outside as well in some kind of div. This is the item that is. And then the inside of that should not be full width, it should kind of just be what it needs to be. So this is like justify center, the content, feel like the link itself, the A is that because okay, let's see. Let's just see what's going on here. So I'm quite happy with the progress we've made, even though it's been a bit slow. So this looks a bit better because now this whole kind of area is what is included, but then when we look inside it, we've got this kind of blog item, which is only a div now. It's not actually showing as an actual anchor tag, so that's strange. Maybe that is why as well, because I have this inside it, because it did say if you put something inside it, you need to pass. Okay, so this is the home, this is the, okay, so this pink background you can't click, but if you go over to the actual text only, that is clickable. But these links, because they're not encapsulated in another div, they span the whole way across, and that's probably because of the container that holds it and the way that we've done it with FlexCol. So we just need to move out, wrap each kind of one of these in a, so probably what I'll change this to as well is an unordered list, instead of just wrapping it in a div, because that's usually what I do for navs. And we can get rid of this kind of class name on the links, because that doesn't work from what I can see. I think I'm going to end the stream soon and get out for some fresh air while it's sunny. But let's have a look. Let's see what this is doing. Let's align these up a bit better. So at the moment you can't click on any of the coloured area, but you can click on the text, and that's what we want. We want only the text to be clickable, really. So after this, tidy up these classes a bit. Let's change the colour up just to see, and let's center. So we've got justified content, and I usually use align items because we want the items to be in the center. So okay, item center. So hopefully it's just as easy as this. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so I can see the align items is being added, and I can see the justify content is being added, but maybe that is also because it needs to be display flex on here as well. Okay, that's awesome. So if we click here, it should only click. Okay, so that's easy fix as well. So this should be flex. Cool. So we have them all kind of in the center for now, even though I'm going to left align them center. But I think that's a bit easier to do once we specify a width. So we've got a blog, we've got code cards which haven't done anything, we've got an about page, and we have kind of a basic home dashboard page thing going on. So I think that's all for now. I should really commit this and get this updated on the site, because it's good practice to just keep committing as you do. So let's do that now actually. So what I usually do is I can either do it in terminal, or I just use VS Code to see what the changes are, what's going on. So for now, let's just commit everything. So stage it, give it a commit message, so just update styles, created some pages, and then push that, and then we can just do a git push, and then that means that I will now have it backed up on GitHub, and also a live URL to view that one, because it's running through Vercel, which is just an awesome platform. So down here. So now I'll have a live preview of this, and I can choose to set this as my website. So at the moment, I think the last time I updated the website, it was just the very bare bones of starting this project, and now it's been updated straight away. Okay, that's good, because I've switched it to update master. So now we'll always see this content, which I don't mind being live because it's a work in progress. It kind of pushes me as well that it's broken at the moment and I need to fix it. So I think it's a good thing. I think that's everything. Have a good evening wherever you are, and speak to you later. Bye.